To put today's gospel in perspective, we see that Jesus, after his resurrection, is standing on the side of the Sea of Galilee, standing on the shore there, actually kneeling down, and he's cooking with some coals and making some fish. And his apostles happen to be out fishing, and he sees them and tells them to drop their nets. And Peter, who sees the Lord and sees him resurrected, jumps out and swims to shore. And then after they've eaten, Jesus challenges Peter a bit. He asks him 3 times. He asks him, Peter, he says, do you love me, Peter? Do you love me? Do you love me? And each time he tells him to feed his sheep, to feed the flock of Jesus, to feed his sheep. And it's often alluded to that Jesus asked Peter 3 times if he loves him, because Peter denied Jesus 3 times when he was in the courtyard of the Sanhedrin. He said, Jesus had predicted as saying that before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times, Peter. And he did so effectively. And so now Jesus asks Peter 3 times if he really loves him. And each time he says, feed my sheep. And so Peter is called to love Jesus in not only sort of a theoretical way or in principle saying, well, Jesus is in heaven and so I love him, but I think Jesus here is asking Peter to love him in a concrete way by loving those that are around him, loving those members of the early church, love those disciples and lead them and care for them and especially feed them, feed their souls and feed their spiritual life. And we should pray as well for all the bishops and all the popes and the bishops who are successors of the apostles, and that they may have the capacity to feed their flocks and feed the sheep of Jesus, and to provide them with the spiritual nourishment that they need, and feed the souls of all their faithful. And I think one beautiful way of doing this is when they give a vision of what it means to be a good Christian, a good Catholic, a good son or daughter of the Father, when they give that vision of what that means to be that good follower of Jesus, and they present that vision before their faithful, I think that inspires them and gives them an ideal and something to live for and something to grow for in their spiritual life. And so it's very beautiful when they do that. Likewise, sometimes the bishops and leaders are obligated to give warnings and say, because they need to protect the flock, and they need to say, well, be careful of this, because this will be harmful for you, and you will do much harm to yourselves by going off this way or that, or following this or that bad idea, or being brought into bad things around us. So it is necessary that sometimes they do warn us and tell us how to follow the truth and follow Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and the life. So let us ourselves be the sheep that are desiring that to be fed, and desiring to be fed with the nourishment that Jesus can give us, the spiritual nourishment that gives life to our souls as we grow each day and we become stronger in our Christian faith and stronger as Christians, to become the true sons and daughters that adore the Father in heaven.